welcome.
That's very nice of you. All those nice things that are being said.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Could you hear them over the screaming?
Yeah.
When I was watching, you watch yourself back there at the beginning, with the big smile on your face, laughing.
I was trying to figure out how I did that funny wobbly dance.
I think it came.
The way they moved.
Do you know what I mean? It came with the trousers.
Don't. I'm so glad.
You got into the trousers. It was the only way you could walk.
This is what I just said to the director: shoot him above knee level, you know.
You've changed a lot. You've changed your look dramatically. Do you find it when you watch yourself so long ago? Do you get? Do you laugh at yourself? Do you feel? Are you uncomfortable?
Well, I think I laughed at myself about a week after I shot that video. It was. We've always laughed at ourselves, haven't we?
Yeah, have to.
But looking back, I mean, it's I
a
was actually thinking, oh, John doesn't look that much older now.
Well, yeah.
He was, actually. Yeah, he was.
It's an English trait to be able to laugh at yourself. I'm not sure that the rest of the world has it.
It's our entire sort of culture of humour is based on being able to laugh at yourself.
Have a nice cup of tea, never mind, my dear.
Absolutely.
It'd be fun in the afternoon. I can say this because I'm English, so I understand. Right. Yeah. The boat that we saw in the video, was that the famous boat?
No.
It wasn't?
No.
I read the story, and I don't know if those of you who know it, I suppose everybody does. I mean, you were on the news a zillion times. Did you watch the video? Have you seen the boat upside down in the water?
Yes, I did, yeah, and I was in it too.
Yeah.
It's just, I look back at that with even more humour. I mean, that's the kind of thing if you've got to laugh at. If you don't laugh at that, you cry your eyes out.
But it said in several of the things that I've read, it said you were underwater for several minutes. And I said, now, when they say several, to me that means like 3 or 4.
40 minutes we were there, inside the boat.
So there was an air pocket, obviously.
Oh, yeah, we were inside the boat. It was funny, actually. The boat was kind of rocking like this, and things were kind of floating from the front of the boat into the back, and this kind of igloo came floating past. And one of the guys just reached down and picked up a Coca-Cola and popped that, and that kind of lightened it all up.
Why can't you get out? They were on this round-the-world race called the Whitbread, the white bread?
Yeah.
The boat flips over, and you're underneath, and there's air. How come you can't get out? Because
we were
you're below the deck?
We were actually on the Fastnet race, which is much shorter. But we couldn't get out because, you know, all the rope and stuff forms like a jungle around. Anyway, that's way back in the past. We don't have to
It is, but it's not.
That.
It's true, but there are not many people who go through that kind of thing. It must have somehow changed. Did it change him, John, when he came through?
Yeah, he took up Daredevil motorcycle racing instead. But we managed to talk him out of that one, at least for the duration of this album.
You're back on to the 9th album. 1,000 tours, 1,000 concerts. Do some of them stand out in your mind, or do they? I know it must become a blur after a while.
Well, it's hard to watch the Reflex video without thinking of the Maple Leaf Gardens, which is where that was done. And, yeah, some of them stand out. Live Aid stands out, obviously. So many people in one go.
When you look back at all the other music you've done, because your music has been so successful, and all the music you hear and the other influences, are there some songs that you wish you'd recorded? Are there some songs that
by other people?
Yeah, you say, God, I wish I'd done that one. I wish that was
written.
Or written, yeah.
Yes, loads of songs. Yesterday. Anything by Garth Brooks.
There's a couple of quotes here that I have from your bio, and I don't know if these things are true, but it says when you were asked what one of your greatest accomplishment, your greatest achievement was, Simon, was the vocal on Skin Trade. Do you think that was one of the best things you did?
At the time, yeah. I was really...
I thought you were going to say... I thought you were going to say not only one of the greatest things I've ever done,
but greatest things
ever done by anybody.
Yes, a small step for me, a great step for mankind.
Right? It also says here, and I don't know this book, although I do know Love in the Time of Cholera, which is one of your favorite writers, but it says here that the first lines of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas remind me of Why I Don't Do Drugs. A book by Hunter Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Hunter S. Thompson, yeah.
But I don't know, do you know what the lines are?
Yeah, I think it goes something like this. I'm not going to be absolutely
just paraphrase it.
It goes, we were 15 miles outside Barstow when the drugs hit me. We were driving along and all of a sudden the air was full of these black diving shapes and a voice was screaming in my head, holy, what are these animals?
And this is one of the reasons that you don't do drugs.
Well,
yeah, because there was a time that you used to be able to remember it verbatim.
And now that I can't remember, I don't do drugs. It said for you, John, it said, I like this quote, women always get their way. They're always right.
Well, that's true, isn't
You
it?
said
I'm sure I'm not the first to say that.
I'll go along with
do
that.
you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad but true. I think they're just more in touch with the realities of life, I think, you know.
So you both have daughters. Do you find that, well, I guess you wouldn't know because you don't have sons to compare them with if you moved at women. I don't know if you mean that, but... if
We don't
women
have
are-
it.
Do you really believe that women are more in touch with reality? And
Oh,
if so, because you have
definitely.
daughters, do you see them more in touch with reality?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the difference between like a 4-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl, I mean, even at the age of 4, like, boys start to get a little clumsy and they're a little unsure of their place within things, you know. And girls just don't have that kind of problem.
Well, I think you've got the females are kind of there to kind of keep the race sort of going on in the world, where the males are there to kind of go out and get food.
Do you feel that's your role in life?
I think that's kind of how it was originally. Yeah, to go and get food and to bop Brett's on the head with a big club, you know, knobbly one.
This is a man who they say opened a magazine and saw a picture of a woman and said, I'm going to marry that woman, and did?
Yeah.
Is that a true story?
It is. It wasn't a magazine. It was actually a photographer's portfolio. We were doing a shoot for the record sleeves of Wild Boys at the time, the Mad Max Factor, and I was looking through his portfolio and of covers, and I saw one of this beautiful girl smiling, and I just looked at it and I thought, yeah, I could wake up next to that smile every morning for the rest of my life.
And you have been now for how many years? Long time.
Married for 7 years. Yeah. Rock and roll, eh?
You have to use your imagination here because this new album is not even here. This is the 9th album you're seeing here. It's called Duran Duran, and on the cover there are pictures. You have to imagine this. They're wedding pictures of whose parents?
Our parents.
Everybody's
my
parents?
John's parents, Nick's parents, and Warren's parents, yeah.
And the album now, even though it's not even released here, the first single, Ordinary World, is already an extraordinary hit. Huge hit. It's a beautiful ballad. Here's a quick look at it for you.
Yes, on this new album, is there any song that you like the best that you recorded, or...?
Do you have a favorite on this album?
Yeah, my favourite kind of changes from week to week, but this week my favourite is a song called Love Voodoo, and I'll tell you why it's a favourite, because it's got a very, very simple bass line that doesn't change for the whole song, or what changes for one note very briefly.
Very minimal.
And a very minimal vocal, which is kind of, it just stretches the point almost to rudeness of simplicity. Does that answer your question?
Who's your favorite group or musician on the music scene today?
Well, En Vogue we like a lot.
Arrested Development, I think,
Yeah,
are great.
Cypress
I love
Hill.
their vibe. That whole kind of win without violence vibe.
Was it one of you that said one of your great influences or one of the greatest musicians you know of is Stravinsky? Was that you, Simon, that said that?
Me.
No?
Gotta be.
I might have said the greatest musician I know is John Taylor.
John Chad.
He's a very good friend of Stravinsky.
I'm curious to know what your relationship with Roger and Andy is today, if there is even one.
Well, Roger, we pleaded to play on this record.
Yeah.
You know, just to try to get him out of seclusion, really, because he's been living on a farm for the last 5 or 6 years. And, you know, we said, just play congas on one song. We'll bring the studio to you. You don't even have to come to London. But, you know, for him to make that kind of a step, he would put him under a lot of pressure, and he's just not ready to do that yet.
Yeah.
Andy, you spoke to a couple
He
of days ago,
decided to
didn't you?
stay on the farm?
I spoke to Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoke to
No,
Andy
actually,
last
no.
week.
He's moving. They're moving back to London. Roger and his wife are moving back to London, which is a step in the right direction.
But he'll do it in his own time and his own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy's putting a band together. He's producing. He's working. He's doing great.
The 9th album, imagine this. Duran Duran, covered with pictures of mothers and fathers getting married, destined to be another great hit. And once again, February the 10th, they're in Toronto. One night only at the